Okay. So now, if I just recall, okay, if I just go through the contents which we have discussed in the last classes. So coming back to the syllabus, it is something like a transmission characteristics. So in that we are discussing about the signal attenuation. So in that particular topic, we have seen that attenuation fundamentally caused by the three factors. The first factor is absorption. The second factor is scattering. And the third factor is radiative losses for the optical energy. Radiative losses for optical energy. So now in that particular scenario, we have understood what is absorption. Okay, so by this particular process, like after understanding this particular three meanings, we have gone through the attenuation units, that equation we have seen, and later we have seen the absorption. Okay, first factor, absorption. So as the first factor, absorption is caused by three different mechanisms. That is absorption by atomic defects, extrinsic absorption, intrinsic absorption. So we have seen that what do you mean by absorption, atomic defects, okay, extrinsic and intrinsic. So can anyone confirm me that whether my voice and PPT is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. So now, after we understanding this particular absorption process caused by atomic defects, extrinsic and intrinsic. So in this particular three factors once again, so we are discussing about absorption by atomic defects. So now, after understanding that particular equation, like 1 radians, 1 rad of silica. Okay, 1 rad of silica is equal to 100 energy per gram, or else I can say that it is equal to 0.01 joules per kilogram. This is the standard unit. Okay, so standard unit, that is the total dose of a material receives is expressed in rad of SI. This unit for measuring the radiation absorbed in bulk silicon. So now in the last sentences I can see that the higher the radiation intensity, more the attenuation. Higher the radiation intensity, more the attenuation. So now this particular graph, it has been experimented in the lab, and we have seen this particular scenario. So you please take this particular graph. So in this particular graph, I can say that in the x-axis we have taken radiation intensity, that is rad of SI. In the y-axis we have taken attenuation, that is dB per kilometer. So now in the particular radiation intensity in x-axis, if you are seeing, so for the 2000, for the 4000, 8000, 6000 and 8000 we have taken. So attenuation in terms of dB per kilometer, how many dB per kilometer it is happening. So that is being taken as 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 dB, 2 dB, 3 dB, 4 dB, 5 dB per kilometer we have taken. So now when the radiation intensity is 2000, okay, up 2000, you can see that less number of attenuation is encountering as it goes on increasing, like 4000. So as it goes to the 6000, when it reaches the peak 8000. Okay, so the radiation intensity is high, the attenuation is also going to get higher. So that is what exactly the scenario, absorption. Okay, so even though it is very less, we need not to neglect this one, because we must be aware that attenuation will definitely cause a maximum problem. So for that, so what we can see is, so we have to choose a fiber. So where the radiation intensity is less, and so we have to use the environment. There also the radiation intensity should be less. Then the attenuation is going to be lesser. So that is what exactly the point here. Okay. So now we can please take down the, what do you call for that, graph. So this is, see, why I am telling you to take the graph, because definitely in the examination if they ask you, so you must be in a position to write it. That is what the concern. Take this one. So after this particular thing, red heading extrinsic absorption. Okay. So extrinsic absorption. So here when you are seeing the points of extrinsic absorption, so extrinsic absorption occurs due to electronic transitions electronic transitions between the energy levels, and because of charge transition from one ion to another. So these are the results. Okay, these are the reasons for extrinsic absorption. This extrinsic absorption occurs due to electronic transitions between the energy levels. Okay, from one energy level to another energy level, the transition is happening. So if energy transition is happening, then it causes the extrinsic absorption. So if you are don't, this is with respect to the process, how it exactly happens. So as I told you earlier, so this extrinsic absorption will occur due to the impurities present, due to the impurities present in the ions. So here in the, when are talking about impurities present in the ions, so what are the impurities which will be present? So here basically when you are manufacturing the fiber, okay, when you are manufacturing the optical fiber, what are the major impurities which we can see is iron, chromium, cobalt and copper. So the purest form of silica, okay, so if you are manufacturing, it's fine. So while manufacturing the purest form of silica, so we may get some of the metallic impurities. Those metallic impurities are, one is iron, the second one is chromium, the third one is cobalt, and the fourth one is what? Copper. Okay, so you make a note of it. So please make a note of it. So here in the extrinsic absorption, the losses can be up to 1 to 10 dB per kilometer. So 1 to 10 dB per kilometer. That means what? If the impurities are present in the fiber, so how much losses we can experience? So we can experience up to 10 dB per kilometer. So starting from 1 dB per kilometer, the effect of metallic impurities so can be reduced by glass refining techniques. So now I don't want to get the losses due to the metallic impurities. So I want to minimize. So if you want to minimize it, so effect of metallic impurities can be reduced by glass refining techniques. So this can be reduced by glass refining techniques. So please make a note of it, all of you. So I hope that people have taken this one. We'll go to the next one. So it is in the next continuation, it is extrinsic absorption. So this extrinsic absorption causes to the metallic impurities, okay, that can be minimized by glass refining techniques. So now apart from metallic impurities, there are something like another major extrinsic loss is caused by absorption due to OH ions, OH impurities. Okay, OH impurities means what? Hydroxyl impurities. So this hydroxyl impurities dissolved, which are dissolved in the glass. So now this particular OH hydroxyl, we say in the chemical composition, it is called as what? Hydroxyl. So this hydroxyl impurities which are dissolved in the glass. So it is very difficult. See, when the manufacturing process is when we are manufacturing the glass, so this particular hydroxyl impurities which are dissolved, then that particular hydroxyl will causes the vibrations. Okay, vibrations occurs at wavelength between 2.7 and 4.2 micrometer. The absorption peaks occurs at 1400, 950 and 750 nanometers. See, this has been explained in terms of the graph. Okay, so now when the OH is present in the fiber, what exactly happened? So when you see the graph, okay, the graph is there, you please take down the graph. In the x-axis we have taken wavelength, in the y-axis we have taken attenuation. In the x-axis we have taken wavelength, that is in nanometer. In the y-axis we have taken attenuation, okay, dB per kilometer. So now in this particular thing, you can see that the wavelength at 750 nanometer, third tone, 950 nanometer, second overtone, and that 1400 nanometer, first overtone. So here first overtone means what? First peak. That means what? The highest peak occurs. Okay, so that is the second overtone means what? Second highest peak. Third overtone means what? Third highest peak which occurs. That means what? This vibrations of OH ions when it is happening. So at 1400 nanometer, so the peak will go to the energy intensity will go to the peak. So this is not desired thing. Okay, see, all these are experimentally done in the laboratories, and they found that this is the property. See, this is not like you can know. See, if you in your lab also you can check this particular parameters. So we need to prepare the OH. Need to prepare the fiber with OH ions and all. So and if you check it, you will get it. Okay. So it is, see, our duty is not to do that one and cross verify what they have found. Our duty is to understand that what is the functionality and what is the how it behavior properties. So how it behaves, that is what exactly we need to understand. So here in the x-axis, please take down this particular diagram. In the x-axis we have taken the wavelength, and in y-axis we have taken the attenuation. So when you take these particular two things into consideration, so we can see that. So we can see that the graph, in the graph, the signal is passing in that particular scenario. You can see that the first overtone, second overtone, and third overtone. Okay. So you can say, I can write that. See, when you are writing the graph, the explanation for graph is also very much required. Okay, so without explanation for the graph, if writing just the graph, then it is of no use, no meaning at all. So I can say that another major extrinsic loss is caused by absorption due to OH, that is hydroxyl ions, impurities which are dissolved in the glass. So the vibrations occurs at wavelength between 2.7 and 4.2 nanometers. So in that particular absorption peaks occurs at 1400, 950 and 750 nanometer. So here absorption, see, this is not a signal passing spectra, don't confuse. So don't get confusion. So it is not the signal passing, it is just a absorption spectra. how much amount of absorption is happening in a particular wavelength. That is what exactly the concept here. Okay, so please take this particular diagram, all of you. I'll wait for 1 minute. Anusha, I think you have opened your video. So please see to it. Okay. So now once you take this one, we'll move on to the next concept. So intrinsic absorption. Okay. So what do you mean by intrinsic absorption? So intrinsic absorption occurs when material is in absolutely pure state, no density variation and inhomogeneities. So that means what? We have taken the most care. So what is the most care? So the intrinsic absorption which will occurs when the material is in absolutely pure state. That means what? Like an ideal case, it is in the purest form. So in the purest form, there is no density variation also, and there is no inhomogeneities also. So that means what? When you are manufacturing the glass material, okay, when the fiber material, so you are using the silicon and all. So homogeneous mixture means, so we cannot identify, we cannot differentiate the things. So that is what exactly, there are no inhomogeneities also, and there are no density variation also, and the material will be in the absolutely pure state. So even though the material is at absolutely pure state, some due to some reasons, the intrinsic absorption is going to happen. What is that particular thing? So thus intrinsic absorption sets the fundamental lower limit in absorption for any particular material. So that means what? As a material itself, okay, as a material itself, okay, so absorption is going to happen. So that means what? Even though the silica is used to transfer the light from one place to another, the silica will also absorb some amount of energy. So that is what exactly happens, and that particular process is called as what? Intrinsic absorption. First thing. Second thing is what? It sets the fundamental lower limit. That means what? Even though you take the purest form of material, this is the amount of absorption is going to happen. That is a fundamental thing. Okay. So this means what? It's a basic. So now, apart from basic, if you have any impurities like metallic impurities or OH hydroxyl ions and that, some amount will be added extra. Okay. So that particular any imperfections is there, that is also added extra. So that means what? If nothing is there, if no impurities, nothing is there, if the purest form is also there, then also we experience some amount of loss, some amount of loss, some amount of absorption. That is called, that is why it is called as what? The intrinsic absorption sets the fundamental lower limit and absorption for any particular material. So your intrinsic absorption results from electronic absorption, bonds in UV region, and from atomic vibration bands in the near infrared region. So your intrinsic absorption results from electronic absorption bands in UV region and from atomic vibrations bands in the near infrared region. So we can ask, sir, even though it is the purest form, why and how it is going to happen, how the absorption is going to happen. So this particular absorption results from what are the two cases. First case is what? Electronic absorption bands in the UV region. If the electronic absorption bands are there in the UV region, then absorption is going to happen. And atomic vibration bands which are there in the near infrared region. That is not in the infrared exactly, it is near infrared region. From these two particular things, the intrinsic absorption is going to happen. So in the electronic absorption bands, the electronic absorption bands are associated with the band gaps of amorphous glass material. So your electronic absorption bands are associated with the band gaps of amorphous glass material. Okay, this is one of the property. So your absorption occurs when a photon interacts with an electron in the valence band and excites it to the higher energy level. So UV absorption decays exponentially with increasing the wavelength. So your absorption, how it, see, in order to absorb, there should be some amount of energy release and should be there. So absorption occurs when any photon interacts with an electron in the valence band. So obviously electron will get energy until it excites to the higher energy level. So when it is exciting to higher energy level, absorption is going to happen. That is what exactly the meaning. Okay. So UV absorption decays exponentially with increasing the wavelength. So this particular thing, so what exactly I mean to say that UV absorption decays exponentially with increasing wavelength. So that can be seen in the graph here. Okay. So in the graph, if you are seeing, we are taken in the x-axis photon energy in the electron EV. Okay. So that is what the unit EV. So and in y-axis we have taken the loss. So the loss in the terms of dB per kilometer. Loss in terms of dB per kilometer. So here we are talking about loss per dB per kilometer. So you can see that the first dotted line is something like, when you're talking about the wavelength, okay, you can see the top also. In the top x-axis we have taken wavelength in terms of micrometer. So now when the wavelength from 0.5 to 10, 0.5 to 10 micrometer, you can
second also office call message ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಿಷ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದಿರೋ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ
So you can see that in the wavelength which is from 0.5 to 10. So as the wavelength is increasing, you can see that the loss is getting decreased. Okay. So similarly, when you see that particular thing, when you see that UV absorption, the first line, okay. So dotted line, you can see that it is starting from 100. So that line I am talking about, when the wavelength is getting increased, obviously the UV absorption is going to get lesser. So when talking about the infrared IR absorption, so between the wavelength 4 and 5, between the wavelength 4 and 5 micrometer, and in that particular thing, that is 1.5 to 1 to 1.5 photon energy, so IR absorption is going to happen. So for that, I can see that in IR region above 1.2 micrometer, the optical waveguide loss is determined by presence of OH ions and inherent IR absorption of constituent materials. The inherent IR absorption is due to the interaction between the vibrating band and electromagnetic field of optical signal. This results in transfer of energy from field to the band, thereby giving rise to absorption. This absorption is strong because of many bands present in the fiber. So now this is just a, see, this is a property. So we are not going to conduct any experiments in the laboratories. We are understanding that this is the thing which is there. Okay. So you can see this particular thing. You can take the diagram also. So now once you done this one, please let me know. We will go to the next slide. Please take down the graph. So please take down this particular diagram.
Over, sir.
Okay, we'll go further. So now, as I told you, UV loss, ultraviolet band loss, and what I call for that loss in infrared region. So this can be given by two equations. That is, ultraviolet loss at any wavelength is expressed as alpha. Okay, attenuation loss we're talking about. So that is why attenuation is represented in terms of alpha. So alpha UV is equal to 154.2 divided by 46.6 x plus 60 into 10 to the power of minus 2 x into e to the power of 4.68 divided by lambda. What do you mean by x? X is the mole fraction of gallium dioxide, that is germanium dioxide, GeO2, and lambda is operating wavelength. Okay, so and this particular what do you call for that, alpha UV is in terms of dB per kilometer. So this is the equation. So in this equation only x and lambda are unknown. So this is the material property, and they have found out the equation. And the equation what we are writing is alpha UV is equal to 154.2 divided by 46.6 x plus 60 into 10 to the power of minus 2 x into e to the power of 4.68 divided by lambda. And one more thing, please take this particular equation. And one more thing is, in the last time, you are in 17 scheme, no? So in the last time, For how many marks you have written the internals? Like question paper is set for 30 marks or 50 marks?
30 marks, sir.
30 marks only. Okay, fine. So please take the equation. Similarly, for loss in the infrared region, above the 1.2 micrometer is given by the expression. So alpha IR equal to 7.81 into 10 to the power of 11. X into e to the power of minus 48.48 divided by lambda. So you can see that so here in the above equation alpha UV, the small x, the mole fraction is there in the 46.6 into X, it is there. So above X into is there, no? That is into. X means into.
ಇವತ್ತು ಸರಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಒಂದು 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ
In the equation. So I hope that you people have taken this one. So now we will go to the next topic, that is scattering losses. So here the transfer of some or all of the optical power contained within one propagating mode to be transferred linearly into different modes. That means what? One line, one wave, one ray is getting scattered into different modes. Like it may be scattered to 2 modes, it may be scattered to 3, 4, 5, like multi modes. So if that particular, see, when it is scattering, the energy is getting transferred. Okay, so that is what exactly the thing. So energy is getting divided. So it is not like taking the voltage. Okay, like in a parallel circuit, the voltage is same, but power is getting divided. Okay, so like that when the light is there, okay, light can be passed, but the energy is getting divided in all the direction. So in that case, what exactly happen? If in the main line, how much energy is passing, that only we can receive. If it is scattered to another way, another side, then we cannot able to take that into consideration. Then that will be considered as a loss. So this result in attenuation of transmitting light as a transfer, may be the leaky or radiation mode which does not continue to propagate within the fiber core. So now this result Okay, so this result in attenuation of transmitting light as a transfer may be due to the leaky means what? Some portion of the fiber is leakage, having the leakage. That means what? Whatever when the light hits that particular region, so it cannot able to propagate in further. So this is what leaky. Okay. So or else the radiation mode which does not continue to propagate. That means what? Whatever the mode you taken. So if it is not able to continue to propagate further, so but due to this particular thing, the scattering is happening. But it is radiated from one of the fiber. So when it is not when it is not able to continue to propagate, so it will be radiated from the fiber. So there is no change in the frequency in the scattering. Frequency of propagation and frequency of scattering both are same. So there are two types which result from non-linear physical properties of manufacturing fiber. So Rayleigh scattering loss and MI scattering. So please go through it. There are two types of scattering. So one is what Rayleigh scattering. The second one is what MI scattering. So up to this particular stage, you just listen. Okay. So just go through the contents.